Hello children. Let's continue with chapter number 3, Understanding Quadrilaterals of Standard 8. We have already started with the introductory part. Let us continue with some more introduction. Here, let me tell you about the interior and exterior of a given figure. Any closed shape divides the plane into three parts: interior, exterior, on the curve or the shape. So let me take a curve. Now if I'm talking about the interior, so this part is the interior of the curve, that is inside it. Then comes the exterior part. So these parts which are out of it will be called as the exterior of the given figure. Finally, we come to the third part, that is on the curve. So whatever the shape of the curve is, if I think about a point which is here on the curve, it is neither inside, it is nor outside. It is exactly on the mark that has been drawn. So it is on the curve. So we learn that there are three parts of a plane when a closed shape is drawn. They are interior, exterior, and on the curve or the shape. Next is convex and concave polygon. We have studied a lot of polygon. Polygons are the closed figures or the closed curves which are made up of line segments only. But they are of two types, convex and concave. They are differentiated by measure of interior angles and position of diagonals. Now the question is, if there are two types of polygons, how to differentiate them? So these are the 2 points on which we are going to differentiate them. The first is measure of the interior angles, and the second is position of the diagonals. We are going to discuss it more. Here some figures are given. More figures are coming up. Yes, they are there. Now these are named as convex polygon, whereas the ones on the right hand side, they are being written as concave polygon. So let us see the basic difference between these two. As we discussed earlier, the differentiation depends on two parts, 2 points, which are measure of interior angles and the position of the diagonals. Let us discuss about interior angles. Now if we think of convex polygon, here the angles are 90 degree. Few are acute angles. There may be obtuse angles also, for example here. But when we talk about concave polygon, the angles may be reflex angles. That means at least one angle will be reflex angle. So you can see the reflex angles here. The second basis of differentiation is placement of the diagonals. So if I draw the diagonal, here both the diagonals lie inside the polygon. For a triangle, there are no diagonals, so I am not drawing it over there. Now let us draw the diagonals inside the right hand side figures. So here this is one diagonal. This is also a diagonal. This is also a diagonal because Diagonal is a line segment which joins non-adjacent vertices. If the vertices are non-adjacent, that means if they are not adjacent to each other, and if I join them, the line is called as a diagonal. So in the concave polygon, we have seen that at least one diagonal lies outside the figure, whereas in convex polygons, all the possible diagonals, they are always inside the figure. So the basic difference between the point of differentiation is, first, in concave polygon at least one angle has to be reflex angle and at least one diagonal will be outside the figure. In that case, we will call the polygon to be a concave polygon. Otherwise, it is a convex polygon. Let's proceed. More figures. So, we have seen this specially colored one. There is a speciality in the colored one, whereas the others are having some other characteristics. The topic is regular and irregular polygons. Now we come upon the first one. Polygons having equal sides and equal angles are called as regular polygons. So let's move to the last figure once again. Here in the colored figure, we can easily see that all the sides are having the same length. Moreover, if we think of the angles, they are also equal. Such a figure is always called as a regular figure, regular polygon. Whereas if I talk about any other figure, the length of this side and this side, they are completely different. Measure of angles are not equal in this case. So the other two figures are not regular, that is irregular. Whereas the red colored figure, that is actually a square, is a regular polygon because all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. So the first definition is polygons having equal sides and equal angles are called as regular polygons. It can be further stated as equiangular and equilateral polygons are called as regular polygon. The meaning is same, the words are different. So actually equiangular means having equal angles and equilateral means having equal sides. So in a regular polygon, you will have all the angles to be equal and all the sides to be equal. The third point is other polygons are irregular polygons. Now let us proceed with this next topic, that is about the angles of a quadrilateral. Now here we can see a quadrilateral ABCD and the others are the same figure replicated. That is same figure again pasted on it. Actually, if we check, all the figures are the same, that is they are congruent to each other. We are now talking about the angles of it. So in the given quadrilateral, there are four angles: angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Let us try one thing. Here we are focusing on the measures of all the angles together. So here I start with angle C, then comes angle A. As told earlier, it is the same figure, being rotated so that we get the different angles at the same point. That is here. The next angle, that is angle B, followed by the next angle, that is angle D. Now if we check at the center, we have all the angles A, B, C, D all together, and it is forming a circle, and the measure of the circle is 360 degrees. So, we conclude that the measure of the sum of the measures of all the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. I want to repeat the statement. The sum of the measures of all the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. This is known as angle sum property of a quadrilateral. So, the angle sum property of a quadrilateral is stated as sum of all interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. We are going to study a lot about the sum measures of the interior angles of a quadrilateral, and we are going to use it to solve examples in the coming videos. Thank you for now.